Welcome back to TLT Talk. Beautiful upstate, green and fresh air. Kids are playing in the jacuzzi. It's a great time. It's a great time. And I have for you guys a very, very, very exciting guest today. And there he is, my man Chris. How's it going, buddy?
Oh my gosh, so good to you now.
Oh, it's great. As I feared, the Wi-Fi might be a little funky. So, guys out there, let me know if I'm freezing or what's going on. But you know what? We're gonna push through. Every challenge is an opportunity, and I'm really stoked to have a chat with this guy today. I mean, Chris Schembra is the founder and CEO of the 747 Club. He just wrote a best-selling book, literally like yesterday. He's USA Today's gratitude guru. And here's what's really cool. So this show, TLT Talks, is all about entrepreneurship and real estate. And so here's like the gratitude guy, right? Like what the hell is he doing on this show? So rather than me tell your story, Chris, I would love if you shared your story, your background, what you do, etc.
Eugene, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for this chat. You know, the story I have to say to get us to where we are today starts in July. If you looked at my life in July of 2015, everything looked good on paper. I was involved in show business, traveling around the world, producing Broadway plays, all the right awards. We had all the right accolades of our peers, but as you'll find out in life, just because something feels or looks good on paper doesn't mean it feels good in the heart. And I realized that disconnection in July of 2015 after having just come back from Italy after putting on a Broadway play. And when I got back here to New York City, I realized I felt four things: lonely, unfulfilled, disconnected, and insecure. And the last time I had felt those four things at once drove me down the road of suicide, depression, jail, and rehab. So I knew I had to change pretty quick. And I thought back, what did I love most about my time in Italy that kind of awakened? So I started playing around in my kitchen, accidentally created a pasta sauce recipe, and figured I should probably feed it to people to see if it's even good or not. And a ritual began. I invited 15 of my friends over to our home to have some dinner. 6:30 p.m. cocktails began, 8 p.m. dinner was served, but at 7:47 p.m., now the name of our company, we put the pasta in the pot and delegated a bunch of tasks and to work together to create the meal. So this act of eating together and serving each other and putting your hands in the pot like you're a kid going on an adventure with your friends, it was something special. And the people at that first dinner, they loved the pasta sauce. They loved the act of, having a dinner together. And we haven't stopped since. We've used the dinner table to spark over 400,000 relationships. And the principles remain the same: gratitude, serve each other, break down the barriers, remove the ego, and you'll have a wonderful night.
I love it. Which actually, literally, as you're telling the story, I went to scratch my face. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like I wear this thing literally every day. Just to literally call me. Actually, Niall's on here. Niall, what's up, my brother? Niall Lundgren from Compass actually is the one that connected us.
Oh,
We
yeah.
went to a comedy show like many years ago. All right, cool, man. So that's really cool. And I'm obviously, you and I have been buds for a while, and I'm glad you're in this beautiful place today as opposed to where you were. And I think, I can certainly not just empathize, but sympathize with. Or rather, not just sympathize, but empathize with this idea of like, on the surface, everything looks great, right? There's all this success. There's all this, from the outside, everyone's like, oh, I want your life. But, then when you dig a little deeper, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything under the hood is, hunky-dory. So with that, you go off and you write this book. It's pretty cool. Forbes calls it the #2 book of the year in terms of, building connections. Why'd you write it? I feel it's a lot of work to write a book. Like it's a lot. I mean, I started writing a book. I just started a little bit. I'm like, what? I got a pretty cool life. And like literally 10 minutes, I was like, I don't even know where to go with this thing. I got to get back to work. But you did it. You put in the time. You made it happen. But what compelled you to do it? What's the why, right? You and I are always talking about the why. What's the why?
Yeah, writing a book is something I wish on no one. It's a crazy thing to partake. But you know what? I come from a family of writers, and I surround myself with some of the best authors on the planet. And I knew I was
Mhm.
going to write a book at some point, but it really didn't kick in until Saturday, October 6th of 2018. I was out in Seattle, Washington at a buddy's wedding, a friend from New
Mhm.
York City. So a bunch of us went out to support. And during the reception hour, the bride side of the family, of whom we never had met before, they would take turns coming up to our New York table, and every single person that came up to say hi would, the mother, the father, the godfather, etc. I'd stand up and I'd ask them our famous gratitude question. At every dinner, we ask the same question.
Mhm.
If you
Mhm.
could give credit or thanks to one person in your life that you don't, who would that be? And so
Mhm.
every person that would come up, they'd kind of cry. We asked the question. And the bride's mother said, "My God, this is a great question." Anyway, she said to me, "Can you take a walk with me?" I said, "Sure." She walks me over to the cousin's table. Oops, sorry. She walks me
Oops.
over to the cousin's table and says, "This is Phoebe's friend Chris. He's going to write a book about the findings of a question he's about to ask you." I was like, "What? Am I?" That's news to me, but that's a pretty good idea. But a little bit later in the wedding, I see the bride's father way across the event venue grab the wrist of an older gentleman, and he casually starts kind of walking him our way, and I see him walking our way. I'm like, are they walking towards over the crowd of people, over the crowded dance floor, right up to me and says, "Chris, you got to ask Bill the question. You got to ask Bill the question." That was Bill Gates. And
Nice.
I said, "All right." Well, before I had the opportunity to ask him, he gets wished away by one of his friends. And a little bit later, my girlfriend Molly, myself, Bill, and Melinda are dancing on the crowded floor, having a great time together. And after dancing, we go back to our respective tables. I put my head in my hands and I say, "Oh my gosh, I lost the opportunity of a lifetime." And Molly says, "What do you mean? He's right over there. Go ask him." I said, "I can't." She says, "You'll regret it for the rest of your life
Mhm.
if you don't."
Yep.
So we walked up, attitude question, gratitude question. And the four of us had a chat for so damn long and got so emotional. And I got back to New York City and I said, "This is it. Phoebe's mom was right. This is what we're going to write a book about.
I
This
love it.
single question,
I
gratitude."
love it. Oh my God. Chris, my man, I could literally spend the entire day talking to you, like straight up, man. You're such a spirit, like you can't fake authenticity, you can't fake just goodness, and you're just good and authentic. And man, like you got a very warm place. We've done multiple dinners with Chris, and our team, as you know, I think we're on an EQ level. I think we're probably pretty high. We're very open with our feelings, emotions, and actually, even before Chris's dinner, we have a tradition where whether it's shots or drinks or wine or whatever, and we'll just go around the table making toast. So like Chris's approach was like a little bit different, but kind of in our realm already. Sarah Cat says, "Eugene, you don't even talk." Yes, I totally agree, Sarah. Well, with that, let me transition. So there's this thing of gratitude, right? This commodity of gratitude. So my question to you is like, I'm a Tony Robbins guy, I'm a spirit guy, I'm an energy guy. So obviously gratitude I hold near and dear to my heart. But for the doubters, right? For the gratitude's a bunch of rah-rah bullshit, right? Why is gratitude as a commodity? Why is it so important?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's a lot of myths that You know, you you have to be born, you know, with the ability to receive gratitude or show gratitude, or maybe that like gratitude makes you weak, or gratitude
Yeah.
is only for people that do yoga all day, or like something like that. You know what? Gratitude is a universal truth. Gratitude is a virtue that can be translated in every language. Gratitude originates from primates. It's one of the
Mm,
only humanistic social isms that
mm,
survives from our great ancestors. Social
mm,
reciprocity is older than time. And
mm,
while it's only been, you know, while it's lived for millennia in textbooks and in spirituality and the woo-woo side of things, science has actually caught up. And science has
mm,
proven that gratitude is four things. It's easy, it's impactful, it's immediate, and it's free.
mm,
And gratitude, see, gratitude is the acknowledgement that you've received something of value from others. And
mm.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find a single person on this world who hasn't received at least one thing of value from others. Gratitude is a state, gratitude is a trait, gratitude is emotion. Gratitude is a tremendous tool. So think
Mm.
about the world today. The world is filled with doubt, filled with uncertainty, filled with confusion, filled with fear. People are always looking ahead, especially real estate brokers and founders, thinking, what's coming next? What's the next risk I'm going to
Yeah.
take? Where's the next client coming from? You're unsure the majority of your day. Well, what is the antidote to that great certainty? Looking into the future. The antidote to that is looking into the past, because the past is filled with comfort and it's filled with safety. And gratitude is the tool to bring us into that past. See,
Mm,
gratitude is about pulling some autobiographical memories from the past and talking about them. So whether you've brought
mm,
forth a positive emotion or a positive story or a negative story, the positive stories you bring forth, you reinforce. The negative
mm,
stories you bring forth have less power over you. And science has
mm,
proven that gratitude is essential for well-being, for stable, happy, healthy social relationships, for broadening and building your thought action repertoire, helping you be more creative, more inspired, smarter, more confidence, and have greater self-esteem. See, gratitude, when you can give credit and thanks to things from your past and you can talk them out, especially in a small group setting, you build resiliency, you build trust, you build the confidence to know that you can get through things, and any shit that looks bad in the future, no problem. See, history is our great teacher. The world has gone through bigger stuff than what we're going through right now. COVID-19,
that's right.
it sucks, but the world has gone through bigger shit. Plagues,
Mm,
pandemics, great world wars, civil divide.
mm,
And if we have gratitude for the past, it'll help us gain the confidence to know we can get through this as well. So gratitude has been
yeah.
proven to have that positive affect. But then science and research has shown that bringing gratitude into the workplace is great for team productivity, great for employee retention. Peer-to-peer gratitude within a work setting is amazing. And
Yeah.
having gratitude with your customers increases referrals, increases upsell, cross-sell across the board. That's a whole nother conversation, but it's great for everything. And it's
Yeah.
fucking free.
It, it sounds terrible. Why would I want to be happy? It sounds like a bunch of rah-rah
Oh, we
nonsense. I
lost
don't
them.
know, Chris. I don't know. Yes, no?
I think
Love the
I think
Wi-Fi upstate.
I could keep just talking. I mean, I could go on for, it's amazing. It sounds like rah-rah, but what I'd say is for anybody who's doubting what gratitude is, the psychology or the sociology or the business application, we have a podcast and we have a LinkedIn Live series interviewing the biggest, fastest growing founders on the planet, and they all credit their success to gratitude. Just yesterday, I interviewed our good buddy, Jerry Bostelman, who founded a company called Vaco. They do $800 million in annual revenue. They've got thousands of clients, thousands of employees. He credits his entire success to gratitude. It's not woo-woo bullshit anymore. The dinners we do that we produce for our clients have made tens of millions in net new revenue. Because here's the bad thing. Loneliness is our greatest epidemic our country faces today. 51% of the American workforce reports being lonely on a consistent basis, which is equivalent to the reduction of lifespan of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And if you can take people who are your clients in real estate and you can help them be a little bit less lonely, they will be indebted to you forever and they won't use another broker. Guaranteed.
Facts. Can you hear me now? Am I back, Chris? Am I back? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Hello, hello? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. So I'm very grateful for the Wi-Fi in upstate New York. So why for the purpose of I was just gonna add that I'm a Tony guy, and through Tony I learned about brain mapping, and in brain mapping they talk about coherence, and coherence is the speed at which your heart and your mind are working together, and the fastest way to coherence is to meditate or to think on anything gratitude. It's the fastest way to get yourself coherent, and from there you're the most creative, your peak performance, or whatever. And so I actually got strapped to all this stuff, and we ran it the first time, and I was completely incoherent. And then the guy that ran the show, he's like, just close your eyes and think of a really happy memory. And I opened my eyes, and my coherence went from like 12% to like 80%, because I remembered my kids and whatever. So it's this isn't foo-foo. This is real. So from a business perspective, everyone's always thinking about the bottom line, and I think for most people that are not familiar with the impact that gratitude and connectivity can have, everyone's always thinking about the next lead gen tool and technology and AI and all this other stuff to impact the bottom line. But actually, I ask all you people out there that are watching, what do you think is actually cheaper? Is it acquisition or is it loyalty? And so, Chris, you want to speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, the United States spends $280 billion a year on but only $2 billion a year on loyalty programs. The truth is, loyalty is cheaper than acquisition. And in a customer relationship or in the life cycle of being in real estate, just because someone buys something from you once doesn't mean they're not going to buy from you again. Those people are referral sources, customers. They are members of your tribe. And the goal is to invest in those relationships so that they talk about you to other people. The multiplier effect of investing in your connectors leads to an increase in sales and productivity for less than the cost to acquire a new lead. You'll get more if if you like giving gifts to show your gratitude to your clients. You'll get more out of spending $200 to give a gift to a client than you will the $900 it costs to acquire a new client. You're familiar with customer acquisition cost, how much it costs to go to a charity fundraiser and meet new people. Well, the cost to acquire will always be higher than the cost to engage and keep. But let's flip that model, right? Or let's not flip that model. It's actually cheaper to keep than acquire. Gratitude is a tool to dive into that, right? Gratitude is a tool to get to know your clients on a personal level. See, long gone are the days where people just look at product or price. People want to be emotionally connected to the brand that they're purchasing from. And in real estate in particular, people buy from people, not from companies. So it's your goal to not only sell them a house, but to take care of whatever intangible personal thing is going on in their life. And gratitude is a tool to help them do that. Imagine you're having a dinner of your customers, or you're engaged in emotional, vulnerable conversations. They feel good because of that experience, and that creates greater lasting loyalty and trust for your. We lost Eugene. I could keep going on a month. Eugene, you there?
Yeah. I think so. I did hear the last thing you said. Can you hear me now, Chris? There we go. I got you now.
Totally.
Yeah, man. I couldn't agree with that more. I mean, we do a lot of social media, right? And when I post about listings, and when I post about some record we just broke, we'll get some engagement. But I'll post a video of my kids, and it's boom, explosion, right? And
yeah,
my whole philosophy has always been, from the beginning of when I first started my business, 15 years ago, my philosophy has always been just do the right thing, just add value, just really, really care, and so then, like, if you don't worry about the money, if you worry about, serving your people, the money will come tenfold. And obviously, we found some success there. But I couldn't agree with you more, man. Like, I think in my business, a lot of people miss the point, right? And every time I'm talking to a new client, my explanation of it is as such. My number one outcome is to develop a fruitful and mutually beneficial long-term relationship. That's my number one outcome. The real estate transaction we're about to do, that's just a way to get there. And if we successfully sell, buy, rent, whatever, great. But I don't really care about that piece. I care about the relationship. And if I do a good job, obviously I get the relationship. And in the, in all of the thousands of deals we've done over the last, decade and a half, people don't remember the deal. They remember the extra stuff. They remember the, oh, he met me at midnight to give me keys. They remember the, oh, you know what? I didn't have a good mover and he really hooked it up. They remember the, I was stuck here in this thing and he connected me with a guy. They remember the connector. So when you talk about the multiplier effect, the thing that a lot of people in my industry are like, oh, I just don't have time for that. It's like, no, you don't have time for the other stuff. This is the stuff you got to make time for. And I mean, listen, Dale Carnegie, wrote a book 100 years ago, about people do business with people they like and trust. And I think that's as true now as it will be true in the next 1,000 years. And I just, I think people unfortunately look at things like gratitude, things like service. Some may look at it as, something rah-rah or something, whatever, not as a business principle. And I think that in industry, if we can shift and look at gratitude, like we look at a P&L, like we look at a cash flow statement, like we look at our acquisition cost, if we can look at gratitude as an engine of business, in addition to all the beautiful that it is already, addition as an engine of business, I think like business and industry as a whole, we just get more authentic, we get more in service of each other. And maybe that's just me being, hippie, I don't know, but I think that gratitude is a big place in our future in business and in life. That's where I stand anyways.
I mean, we built an entire company on those principles, so I have to believe it as well. Don't worry. No, look, it's you can look. Business comes down to a simple thing. It's you want to do business with people who believe in the same things you believe in. That's how you create lasting loyalty, right? Business, being a broker, being a real estate broker, is helping others accomplish their dreams. You're not just selling a house, right. You're selling it. The more you can get to know them as human beings, the more that you're going to be able to better serve their needs. Real estate is about elevating others. Real estate is about you being the guide, not the hero. Let the client be the hero. Right? Elevating others, it comes down to humility. See, Chad Pennington, one of the great New York Jets quarterbacks, says that gratitude is a great source for humility and servant leadership, because to be humble doesn't mean, like, people with humility don't think of themselves less. They don't think less of themselves. They think about themselves less. So as a realist, you have to suppress
Right.
your
Right.
ego. You have to realize that you have to get what the client wants. Don't sell them the house that you want them to. Sell them the house that they want to live in. And
Right.
that's called being a servant leader. That's called listening to the needs of
That's
your
right.
community. And soft skills are how you get there. By the way, this soft skills stuff is not bullshit.
Right.
People with high emotional intelligence earn $29,000 more per year on average than people with low emotional intelligence. Right?
Mm,
Empathy
mm,
is directly linked to it's
mm-hmm. For
that's just
sure.
proof. And the good news
For
is
sure.
you don't have to be born with it. You can develop it over
Right.
time.
Right.
Your journey to greater prosperity starts right now. You're watching this, you're
Right.
thinking about gratitude. I need you to go out there and think about, what's one person in your life that you don't enough credit or thanks to. So never thought about thanking ever. Whether it's your mom or someone you've never met before, a stranger, yourself, your dog, ex-girlfriend that made you realize you
Mm,
were gay. Think, and when you think about them, write down the values they stand for. If you write down 5 to 7 values that these people stand for, you'll be able to understand what it was about them that attracted you in the first place. And then take a fearless and searching moral inventory on your life to understand that those values from them show up in your life today. And you can use that for the future, because when people who believe in the same things you believe in, you will find greater amounts of prosperity, flow, and success than you could ever shake a stick at. Guaranteed. Because I'm a former lonely guy.
I love
I
it.
know what it's about. This will save your life,
I love
gratitude.
it.
Guaranteed. Money back guaranteed.
I love, well, for everybody watching, that's my challenge to you. Take Chris up. Take Chris up on this. Think about the question. Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question for everyone that might be watching?
If you could give credit or thanks to one person in your life that you don't give enough credit or thanks to, who would that be? Someone you've never thanked before. Someone you
I love it.
regret not thanking, right? Someone who's no longer with
I love
us,
it.
or someone that you see every day. And if you can develop that mindset to know that if you want to go alone, if you want to go far, go together, the people in your life, there's no such thing as a self-made man or woman. Fuck that.
Right.
We all got
Right.
here because of the generosity of others, and that's what gratitude helps you appreciate. Gratitude
Yeah, I love it.
is the link between giving and receiving. Gratitude is about paying that generosity and reciprocity forward to others.
I love it. I love it. Chris, I love it. Well, I challenge you people out there watching, reach out to the person you don't thank often. See what that looks like. See how that plays out. Share with us your experience. Jackie just chimed in here and said, Eugene, Jackie, I love you. Thank you. It's very nice of you. Chris, we're at the end of our show. How do people find you? If they want a dinner, if they want to catch up with you, if they want to chat with you, how do people find you?
Yeah, so find us on LinkedIn, Chris Schembra, or you can literally just DM me on this Instagram. We do two things. One is dinners on a weekly basis for free for our community. If you'd ever like to join as our guest, just write in and let us know you'd like to come. If you're hungry, if you're lonely, come. Let us serve you. And also, number two, this is also a great business that we have. Our typical client is a late 30s to late 40s founder. does between 150 million and 800 million in annual revenue, and they're feeling lonely, unfulfilled, disconnected, insecure, and we go off and do these dinners to help them reconnect themselves, their team, and their clients. So if you know anybody like that, give us a shout. We pay huge referral fees, and
and I can speak from personal experience. We've done a dinner for the team. Chris has thrown a birthday party dinner. Sarah Katz using for a birthday party dinner. Every dinner
yeah.
is fantastic. Every dinner is different. I mean, I've done, I think, 5 of them. Everyone is different. Every one of them has their own vibe, their own energy. It is an amazing experience, Chris. I think you're an innovator. I think you're a godsend. I think you're a real cool dude. I love you, buddy. Niall, thank you for connecting us. Hope you're getting the
Now
multiplier effect.
Lundgren.
Everyone, thanks for joining. Chris, be well, my friend. Have a great weekend, everyone. Be well, be grateful. Reach out to someone.
All right,
See
buddy.
you guys.
Ciao.
See you guys.